more thing I just wanted to say was, sometimes I'm kind of silly, and the reason is because sometimes the best way to deal with difficult things in your life is with humor. And I actually find that the best people who are spiritual or people who are philosophical or whatever actually have the best and the silliest, sense of humor ever. And it's a kind of a gift or a blessing. You have it so that you can deal with things. And it's kind of like the quick fix for everything. Some of the best comedians that there are out there, the reason why they're so funny is because their lives were so horrible. They went through really horrible things, and then they found that the best way to cope with this was to smile and to laugh. So they would be around people who were funny, and then when anybody who was sad or whatever, they would try and cheer them up, and then before you knew it, like, everyone was rolling and laughing. And that's probably like a very valuable thing is laughter. And that's why I'm oftentimes really silly. So the people who know me from being very quirky and funny and silly, they don't know the serious side of me. And actually, the serious side of me is just another way to express all of the bad things, or to cope with it, to deal with it. And it's actually quite healthy. I've heard of people, actually I've met people, I knew people who cured themselves of things like cancer because they laughed, because they watched funny movies. And I just want to say, if you come to a point where you are very, popular with certain things in your life, because regular people are not going to understand, because all they can see is, oh, you're really popular, everybody likes you, everybody this and this and that. So they'll just be like, you should just be grateful, because they don't understand, what you're going through. Like, if you've never jumped out of an airplane and gone skydiving, and then you tried to explain to somebody else, they still aren't going to get it. But when you stand there and you talk to someone else who has, and you're like, yeah, it's like this, and yeah, and that, and then they're like, oh, yeah, I know, because you have a common experience to go from. Well, sometimes if people don't know what your life is like, if they don't know who you are and what you're like or what your experience was, they can't understand that. I mean, it's like you're speaking Greek or something. And some of the best people in my life that I admired, they coped with their problems through laughter, through, laughing, whatever. And maybe they were just really good pretenders, but they also, they found that trick. They found a way to deal with that. But there's only a point where that'll only help so much, that if you're not addressing the things that are inside of you, the things that hurt you, it can be things like, have you grieved over the loss of somebody? It could even be like your cat or your dog. And if that matters to you, that means something. You can't let people, the naysayers, pull you down and say, oh, it's just a cat, or it's just a dog, or even, the elderly. I mean, of course, they have a time that they have to move on and they have to go, and that's it. That's the cycle of life. But it still hurts. And there's nothing wrong with crying. If you need to cry, then do it. Because actually, it's something that women do a lot, is they'll watch movies that make them cry. Because women are chemically more emotional than men. And after you cry, you feel better. Because you got it over with, you're done, and that whole grieving process thing, it helps, it works, whatever. And you can grieve about, it can come out all kinds of things. So, if you need to grieve about something, then just do it. One more point I gotta say is good luck when you go overseas, but I'm gonna tell you right now, the things are just totally gonna change for you now, because when you go overseas and you're a foreigner, people treat you really different, and sometimes it's like really nice, and don't let it go to your head, and I'm sure that it won't, knowing from what I've seen, from how I feel about it. But I think in Lovely it's gonna get better. Just be who you are. Be you. Whatever changes you have to make, only you can make them. Don't let other people change you. And when the time is to change, you will change. But you are changing now, so you're gonna go through that. And I know what it's like to be overseas. I know what it's like to be in a different world. I know what it's like. I also know what it's like to be different. I know what it's like to be bullied. All of those things. So take whatever you can get out of this. And there's just one more thing that I would like to say to you. If there is one book that I could recommend to you that you could actually get something out of, it's this book right here. It's called The Nature of Personal Reality by Jane Roberts. I mean, if there are certain answers that you just I can't put my finger on it, or something just doesn't make sense or whatever, that book, get this book. And if you find that you just don't have time to read a book, try and get it on, audio, because sometimes that's easier. You can just stick the CD in there and you can just listen to it on an audiobook. There's probably plenty of books that you could do that, or you could just stick on the CD in there and then you never have to read anything. Especially if you got a headache or something. You just, your ears can do it. Okay? So, good luck.